Hello everyone. How are you all doing, guys? I hope you're doing great. Today's lesson is about living in cyberspace. Cyberspace is the world of information accessed through the internet. It is basically the internet as a whole. You learn how to troubleshoot a problem. Troubleshoot a problem is when you analyze or diagnose a problem to the point of determining a solution. You'll also learn how to compare product features, describe how you use the internet, discuss the impact of the internet. As you can see, here we have a social networking or photo sharing site. Frank is sharing some pictures from Rome. He's sharing his pictures with his friends. Here there are some questions that I want you to think about and share your answers in class. Now let's listen to the photo story. We're gonna listen to some people talking in the office about a situation that is going on here. So let's get started with the listening.
Read and listen to a conversation in an office.
What are you doing here at this hour? I wasn't sure I'd find you.
Oh, hi, Amy. I'm just fooling around online. I guess I forgot about the time.
Am I interrupting you?
Not at all. Paul and I are just instant messaging.
Sorry to bother you, but I'm a little worried about something.
What's wrong?
I just got this email from someone I don't know, and I clicked on the attachment to see what it was. My computer totally crashed. Everything froze, and no matter what I do, nothing happens.
Actually, you should never open an attachment if you don't know the sender. It could be malware or carry a virus.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking. It just happened so fast.
Look, first try shutting down and restarting, okay? Sometimes that takes care of it.
You think that would work?
It couldn't hurt. Listen, Paul's still there. Let me send a quick response, okay? I'll just be a second.
No problem. I'll go and try restarting to see if that does the trick.
All right. So tell me what's going on this conversation. After you read and analyze the conversation, I want you to answer these three questions. Number one, what is Dee doing? What kind of problem does Amy have? What does Dee recommend to Amy? Think about those questions. You also have to look at the 5 expressions from the first story, those who are in red. Write the letter of the meaning of each expression here. 2 expressions have the same meaning. In class, we'll be sharing also what you do when you see that there is an inconvenience, a problem with your computer or any of your devices. Do you try to restart your device? Check if it is turned on by a new device? What do you do? Okay, now let's move to the lesson number 1. And here we're gonna listen a conversation. We're gonna listen to people troubleshooting a computer problem. Let's listen.
Read and listen to people troubleshooting a computer problem.
Eugene, could you take a look at this?
Sure. What's the problem?
Well, I clicked on the toolbar to save a file and the computer crashed.
Why don't you try restarting? That sometimes works.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
Listen again and repeat. Then practice the conversation model with a partner.
Eugene, could you take a look at this?
Sure. What's the problem?
Well, I clicked on the toolbar to save a file and the computer crashed.
Why don't you try restarting? That sometimes works.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
Read and listen. The computer screen and components. 1,
A monitor.
2,
A screen.
3,
A mouse.
4,
A touchpad.
5,
A pull-down menu.
6,
A toolbar.
7,
A scroll bar.
8.
A cursor.
Computer commands. A,
Open a file.
B,
Save a file.
C,
Print a file.
D,
Close a file.
E,
Cut text.
F,
Copy text.
G,
Paste text.
H,
Click on an icon.
I,
Select text. Highlight text.
J,
Scroll up.
K.
Scroll down.
Now listen again and repeat.
A monitor.
A screen.
A mouse.
A touchpad.
A pull-down menu.
A toolbar.
A scroll bar.
A cursor.
Open a file.
Save a file.
Print a file.
Close a file.
Cut text.
Copy text.
Paste text.
Click on an icon.
Select text. Highlight text.
Scroll up.
Scroll down.
Listen. Check the computer command each person needs. Conversation 1.
Fran, can you give me a hand?
Sure, what's up?
Well, I just want to copy this text.
Oh, that's easy. Just select the text and click on this icon here.
Oh, thanks.
Conversation 2.
Dave, I'm going to need some help here.
No problem. What do you need?
I just want to see what's on the next page.
Oh, that's easy. Put your cursor on the scroll bar and scroll down.
Thanks a lot.
Conversation 3.
Okay, Beth, I'm finished.
Great. Did you remember to save?
Yikes, I always forget. Thanks.
No problem.
Conversation 4.
Rick, can you help me out here?
Of course. What are you trying to do?
Well, I just want to open a new file.
Okay, just click on this icon here.
Oh, that's right.
Conversation 5.
Uh-oh,
What's the matter?
I just selected some text and clicked on this icon. It's gone.
No problem. That was the cut command. You just need to click on the paste icon.
Ah, there it is.
Thanks.
Conversation 6.
Okay, I'm done.
So you ready to print?
Uh-huh. What do I click on?
Right here.
Got it. Thanks.
All right, now let's go to the grammar part. In this grammar, we're going to learn about the infinitive of purpose. The infinitive of purpose is used to express a purpose. We got an example here. I scroll down to read the text. Or I can say, I speak English to communicate with other people. Or I work to make money. But you can also state this with because. You can say, I study English because I want to communicate with people. Or I work because I want to make some money. You can also answer a question with why. and use the infinitive of purpose. For example, why do you study English? I study English because I want to communicate with people or to communicate with people. That is so easy. The infinitive of purpose. Okay, let me give another example. I'm making this video to help you understand the grammar better, or you are listening to this video to do your homework, to complete some exercises, or because you have to complete or do your homework. So here we have other exercises. Let's move now to the second lesson. Here we're gonna learn how to compare products using as. We're gonna use as with an adjective to indicate, listen, how two things are equal or the same. To compare or to indicate how two things are equal or the same. We have an example. The new speakers are as good as the old ones. That means that the new speakers are equal or the same as the old ones, right? My car is as fast as yours, all right? My house is as big as yours. I'm comparing, I'm indicating that two things are equal or the same. You can also use almost to indicate that two things are very similar, but not exactly the same. They are similar, very similar, but not exactly the same. You can see this example here. The Zeta B is almost as fast as the Panasas, right? They are almost exactly. But you can also express differences, right? For this, you're gonna be using the negative form of the verb to be. Our new printer isn't as noisy as the old one. So we are comparing two different things. I mean, to express differences in two things. We also have some more example here. Quite, when you use quite, is when the difference is very small, like the G4 isn't quite as expensive as the Z90. So the difference is very small, but you can also use nearly to indicate that the difference is so big. You can also use just. Let's see what it says here. You can use shortened statements with as when the meaning is clear. The old monitor was great, but the new one is just as good as the old one. So we're gonna use these structures to compare or to state differences between two or more things. Now let's see the pronunciation.
Read and listen. 1,
The new printer is as slow as the old one.
2,
My old smartphone is just as small as the new one.
3,
The X12 mouse isn't nearly as nice as the X30.
4,
The M200 keyboard isn't quite as cheap as the Z6.
Now listen again and repeat.
The new printer is as slow as the old one.
My old smartphone is just as small as the new one.
The X12 mouse isn't nearly as nice as the X30.
The M200 keyboard isn't quite as cheap as the Z6.
Listen to someone compare product features.
I'm thinking about getting a new game controller.
Oh yeah? What kind?
Everyone says I should get a macro.
Well, I've heard that the Panatel is as good as the macro, but it costs a lot less.
Really? I'll check it out.
Listen again and repeat. Then practice the conversation model with a partner.
I'm thinking about getting a new game controller.
Oh yeah? What kind?
Everyone says I should get a macro.
Well, I've heard that the Panatel is as good as the macro, but it costs a lot less.
Really? I'll check it out.
Read and listen.
Visit a website.
Surf the internet.
Join an online group.
Post a message.
Attach a file.
Upload a file.
Share a link.
Download an application.
Send an instant message.
Look up information.
Now listen again and repeat.
Visit a website.
Surf the internet.
Join an online group.
Post a message.
Attach a file.
Upload a file.
Share a link.
Download an application.
Send an instant message.
Look up information.
Listen to people describe how they use the internet. Write a check mark next to the person who seems to enjoy the internet the least. Explain your answer. 1. George Thomas.
I think I probably spend at least 10 hours a day online. I know that's hard to believe, but I'm pretty much what you'd call a computer addict, no doubt about it. I'm always surfing the internet to see what's new. I'm a news junkie, so I visit CNN.com several times a day to see what's in the news. And I belong to a bunch of online groups. There are usually new messages posted every day, but I'm not that interested in responding. I just like to read. My friend Nick usually sends me instant messages throughout the day, so of course I have to respond to those. I end up fooling around most of the day, a lot more than I'm working, I'm afraid. It's a good thing no one knows. Well, okay, you know.
2. Sonia Castro.
I joined Facebook a few months ago, and I'm like totally into it now. People are constantly inviting me to be their friend, so I've got more than 100 friends on my Facebook page now. I check it a lot each day to see what's new. And there always is something new. And I love that you can upload into the photo section. I've been wasting a lot of time scanning tons of photos. Photos of my family, photos of my friends, photos of my cat. I used to spend a lot of time surfing the net, but now I spend most of my time on Facebook.
3. Robert Kwan.
I really don't have a lot of time for fooling around on the internet. I'm the kind of guy who sends a few emails to his friends and family once in a while. And when I need to use the internet, I'm in and I'm out. I don't like surfing around. To me, it's just a total waste of time. Mainly, I just use my computer for work. There are a few programs I have to use, Word, Excel, and of course, people in the office communicate a lot more by email than they do in person or even by phone.
4. Nadia Montasser.
I find the internet really convenient. When you want to buy something, you can do some quick research and find out which product is the most popular, or if there are any problems with it. There are a lot of things I used to do by mail or in person, but now I just do them online. I generally buy most of my music online now. It's easy to pay online and download the files onto my MP3 player. And there are a lot of things you can buy at a lower price if you do a little research. You can compare prices really easily.
Okay, guys, you have to listen the conversation one more time to complete this exercise, right? So you listen once again and complete the exercise. There are more activities here that you have to do as well, but they are without the audio. So let's move to the next part, which is the lesson 4, which is about discuss the impact of the internet.
Read and listen.
Identity thieves steal 40 million credit card numbers. 11 hackers around the world were accused of stealing more than 40 million credit card numbers on the internet. They included 3 people from the US who are accused of hacking into the wireless networks of popular online stores. Once inside these networks, they searched for customers' credit card numbers, passwords, and personal information so they could pretend to be those customers. When the identity theft was completed, credit card numbers and other details were then sold on the internet, allowing criminals to withdraw thousands of dollars at a time from ATMs.
Cyberbullying leads to teenagers' death. Megan Taylor Meyer, age 13, joined an online social networking group where she became online friends with a 16-year-old boy named Josh. Megan and Josh never communicated by phone or in person, but she enjoyed exchanging messages with him in the group. Over time, Josh changed. He began to bully her daily, criticizing her personality and telling her what a bad person she was. Some of their communications were posted so everyone could see them. Josh's last message to her said, "The world would be a better place without you." A short time later, Megan committed suicide. After her death, it was discovered that there was no Josh. The messages came from the mother of one of Megan's classmates. The mother had been angry with Megan because she believed Megan had said some untrue things about her daughter.
Computer viruses are getting harder to prevent. We're losing the battle against computer viruses, says David Farber, professor of computer science at Carnegie Mellon University. These viruses, which can enter computer systems through junk email from hackers, have reached epidemic proportions, slowing down computers and sometimes causing whole office computer systems to crash in both large and small companies. In 1 year alone, they were reported to have caused $13 billion in damage. Companies have been trying for years to protect themselves with antivirus programs, but criminals are creating newer, improved viruses faster than these programs can keep up with.
Listen to the conversations. Circle T for true and F for false. Conversation 1.
You know, I was planning to buy a new C40 computer, but I changed my mind.
Why? The C40 is a good model.
I know, but I've heard that the X8 computer comes with a better monitor.
Really? The C40 monitor is just as large as the one that comes with the X8. They're both 21 inches.
True, but the X8 monitor has a brighter screen.
Conversation 2.
I'm thinking of getting the hip web camera. What do you think?
Well, I've heard the hip isn't quite as expensive as the Pentac web camera, but it's just as good.
Really? Are you sure?
That's what I've heard. Check it out for yourself.
Conversation 3.
Didn't you get a new sender tablet?
Yeah, I replaced my old model.
Are you satisfied with the new one?
Well, to tell the truth, Sender's new model isn't as nice as the old one.
Really? That's too bad.
Conversation 4.
I'm thinking of getting the new PlayZone 3 computer game for my kids. Is it any good?
Well, my son has the PlayZone 2. He really likes it.
Really? But what about the PlayZone 3?
Well, he says it's almost as cool as the PlayZone 2.
Almost as cool. That doesn't sound so good.
That's why we still have the PlayZone 2.
Now listen.